My name is Vahid Chitsaz, part of Elite Mastermind Group. Welcome, Scott. Good to have you here, brother, from Nevada. Very, very, very excited. I know you bring a lot of expertise, so I wanted to get you on our channel. So let's dive into it, brother. Think and Grow Rich.
Very good.
How did you get started? How are you utilizing the materials in your business today?
Well, I got to tell you, first, I'm 60 years old, so I've known about this since I think right when Napoleon Hill wrote it. I'm about that old. But, in the 70s, when I was young and trying to get started in business, I understood kind of what a mentor was and kind of what a leverage was. And my very first mentor was a gentleman named Ed Reisdorf, who said, you need to read this book. And I took that book, and in reading it and being young, I just kind of followed it step by step. He said, do this, I did this. As an example, in business, I looked at Ed. He was successful. He had a wife. She was blonde, 4'8". She was smart. I went out and found a girl that was blonde, 4'8", and just step by step went through it. And the principles of the mastermind and of leveraging and of realizing that I'm specialized and I can get success principles and teachings and help from those around me and just building that group, that team, that tribe. That's what really, really resonated with me then. And fast forward all the way to today with what we do in our business, at Student Loan Elimination and Financial Services. It's about that outward focus and the power of the team. I'm very specialized in what I do, but I've got a team of people, I count you among them, that I can go, oh, I need this. I've got a guy for that. And it allows me to help people at a level, because we really need to do that. I'll get on my soapbox here in a minute if I'm not careful, so I'll apologize. But
I love it. I love it. You mentioned team, mastermind, and following, step by step. Well, first you got to read the book, then you got to study it, and then you got to apply it. So you covered all those three, because a lot of people don't go through that process. And we always highly recommend that, success leaves clue, and that's why you seek that mentorship, and that's amazing, because we need mentors. Without mentors, I don't know if there's a whole lot of stuff that we wouldn't be able to do if you don't do teamwork and don't have a mentorship. So let me ask you a question. Why do you think we have such a deficit in our country where there's tremendous amount of lack of financial education? Why is that the case, Scott? Because I understand. Listen, Think and Grow Rich is awesome, but if you don't know what to do with your money and you don't have money for retirement, you haven't done the college planning for your children, you haven't put money for investment where you could probably get some passive income when we can't work anymore, those things are important. Why is it that a lot of people don't have these type of information, even though Google is at a fingertip?
Well, the thing of it is, the attention span of humans, and especially in America, is less than that of a goldfish now. We're bombarded with all of this stuff, and it's so easy to get to. It's the very fact that it's so easy that they just put it off. I have 3 full-grown sons, 23, 25, and 27, and I didn't know about this stuff until the last 3 or 4 years. 2008 crushed everybody. I was in an industry where I made $350,000 a year running a car store. I did that for 30 years. I lost it all because I didn't know. I knew how to make it, didn't know how to retain it, didn't know how to get it to work for me. And the challenge here is, in America, we think we can create it like that. And, I'm going along, I'm making this money, I don't have to plan, I made it this year, I made it next year, I'll make it the year after, and it's come and due again. 2020 is around the corner, general election, not political statement, just the fact that student loan debt in this country, it's $1.6 trillion, guys. In 2008, the subprime housing disaster was 1.3. 51% of that is not being paid. If you don't think that impacts us, and we have millennials out there, they're not buying homes, they're not buying cars. Our economy is based on purchasing and service. We're not a manufacturing economy here in the U.S. anymore. We're a consuming economy. And people just don't even focus anymore on it. It's at my fingertips. I can go to Google, I can go to Fire Stick, I can go, and yes, technology is wonderful. But it's like, even take the book, Think and Grow Rich, amazing book. Audiobooks, amazing piece of technology. But do you understand, and I know a lot of us on this chat do understand, that the act of actually reading that book writing notes down, journaling. That's how people retain things. I'm fully behind. I'm driving to an account, turn on the audiobook. But people today that I connect with, younger people that go, oh, I got my Kindle. Oh, I just play it on. That's not the way to get it, guys. Human beings are kinetic. You got to read it. You got to hold it in your hands. You got to highlight it. You got to be able to go back to it. That's
the old school way of doing it. I still highlight things, man. I still get 2 copies of the book. One to just have on the shelf so it's new and everything else, so I could show it off to other people. But then there's my real copy. Exactly. Mine has good stuff in it. I've written the stuff. I got coffee stains on it. I mean, it's been through my car, back seat, front seat. I mean, that thing is taking some beatings here and there. It's been in my backpack. It's been, I've done things to it that I'm not proud of, but that's how I return it. But I know it's only like, 3, 4, 5 feet away from me that I could reach it at. I got a copy in my bedroom. I got a copy in my bathroom. I got those things. So I'm old school when it comes to that. So that's one of the things.
You need to. And you need to augment the new technology with that. Learning, as he points out, it's a process. Persistence. What are you doing every day? You and I talk a bunch about business. We teach in Nevada here, my partner and I, it's 10 talk-tos a day. And it's not a text, it's a call. Reach out to people, be in relationship with people. You want to impact finances in this world, you want to help folks like we do because we believe that's our calling. You need to get in relationship with people. You need to talk to them. Nobody cares what you know until they know that you care.
Exactly. I'm very, very excited. I'm not going to make a big announcement right now, but I'm going to let you know. We got 2 specific channels just coming out, and all we're going to be doing is just purely financial education. That's all we're going to talk about. And people are going to come, learn what they need to learn, and they're just going to go. You don't need to watch it if you learned it. You learn it, move on. Go learn something else. But those 2 channels are going to be specifically only on the financial literacy that we got in this country. And we're going to help that. And I don't think I can change the whole entire world. Just our small community. You do it in Nevada, I'll do it in LA. I don't even think I can get, the whole entire Nevada is 2.2 million population. My block has 1 million population. So I have a lot more work to do than you, but just spreading it out, and with the technology, we're going to be able to do that. But 2, 3 things I always recommend. Number 1, rethink and grow rich. Find your passion. Go make tons of money. Then you got to learn the financial side, how to, like you said, retain it. So tell me this. If someone doesn't know anything, I'm 20 years old, I don't know nothing about finances. I just have a job, or I have a business, or I'm doing something to generate income. I'm making between $5,000 to $10,000 every single month. I pay my taxes, everything's cool. I'm left with my discretionary income left. My question to you is this. If I want to learn planning, how much time would you say it will take me to learn the basics on the fundamentals of what to do with my money?
Well, you can learn the basics on the fundamentals and hear it the first time in 45 minutes or less. But it's the application of it that matters. And see, it's not just, oh, I got this discretionary income. Oh, I met Vahid. He's amazing. Look at what he's done with his life. And then I give him 45 minutes of my time and he speaks into it and it resonates and okay, I got it. No, it's a daily discipline. So if it resonates with you, you connect with that person, you create that leverage, that mastermind, and you go there and you do it day after day after day. And you're going to fall down sometimes, or you're going to get back up. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. The easiest thing to say, because we're talking about money, is I love the simple visual that you'll get if I gave you $10,000 a day for 30 days. It's 300 grand. Now, I love your wife more than I love you. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is, because Nargis is awesome. So Nargis, I'm going to give her a penny a day because I love her more. But see, I'm going to double that penny every day for the same 30 days. At the end of that time, she gets $5.4 million. See, it's a marathon. It's that last 5 days. And if you're not persistent with it, it doesn't work. And the thing you and I are talking around that we haven't mentioned, one of the number one killers of wealth in this country is procrastination here. Because like I said earlier,
it's right
we all
around,
think,
it's right next to taxation. It's
yeah,
right
it
next
is.
to taxation.
Inflation, taxation, risk, procrastination.
That's
Because
it.
people go, manana, I'll get to it tomorrow. And they don't get the fact that every day matters. My 23-year-old son cannot afford a do-over at 23. He cannot afford to waste time or money. But I'm 60 and neither can I. And everybody in between is in the same boat. Only God knows how many days you got. And he didn't tell me today. So guess what? Get to it. Get focused. If it makes sense to you, find that person, link up with them, be a mentor. I'll use this. It's one of my favorite things that I've come into in the last 6 months. It's the word surrender. It's really weird. In Western culture, surrender means I quit, I give up. In Eastern culture, the word surrender means I accept.
I'm open.
And see, you need to surrender to build that mentorship. I don't have to be the smartest guy in the room. J. Paul Getty, you want 100% of one guy or you want 1% of 100 guys? I'd rather have the 1% of 100 guys. And then I get to pick the 100 guys. And the 100 guys are flexible. So if I pick Vahid today and I've gotten all the blessings from him I can, as a good mentor, Vahid's going to be pointing, going, okay, I've taught you all I can. This is the next step. That's what we build here. That's the community, whether it's with Vahid in LA, us in Nevada, or across the world. And don't feel bad. You only got 1 million in your community. If I get 100 of you, I got 100 million. And it grows exponentially, my brother. It really, really does.
Effect, baby. People, money compounds, but people compounding is even more powerful.
Exactly.
So I definitely want to create that, and that's the reason behind why we created these streamlined channels where we could deliver the messages to globally right now much faster than we did before. So and I think people are much poorer today than they were
absolutely
before.
are.
So
yeah.
We definitely need these messages to go out there. And I think Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill's philosophy and principles really, really gets specific in solving those challenges.
They do. They do. And you know what? Don't get hung up on the fact that he wrote it so long ago. Human beings are still human beings, guys. Yeah. And those principles, they're laws, just like every other natural law out there. Embrace them. As much as technology changes and we're on this thing that rules the world now, as much as it tends to separate people, it's still that face-to-face connection that people want. It's still that connection that builds. And that's why, Vahid, what you guys are doing with this channel is just off the chart. I am blown away every day. I am actually humbled and blessed to know you and have you in my circle, truly.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Scott, I'm very, very excited to do more. I'll definitely message you. I'm very, very excited. Last night, literally this thing happened like 12, 13 hours ago, where we decided we're like, okay, we're going to change the direction. We see that there's a great need out there for individuals to get educated on many, many different subjects. So we're going out there, grabbing those individuals that have already mastered their craft and really get, focus on a specific subjects and be able to teach that to the masses and be able to contribute, and hopefully they'll grab it, they do whatever they need to do. But our mission is just to spread it out and just give it to everybody. Whoever needs to take it and that message is going to resonate with them, they're going to take advantage of it. So I thank you so much for being with us today, taking this time out of your busy day. You and I are going to be in conversation. Thank you so much for joining
today. Thank you, Vahid. It was my pleasure. Have a blessed day, my friend. Bye-bye.
You got to